President Donald Trump signs an executive order aimed at closing the doors of the Department of Education for good. That order was signed this afternoon at the White House at an event in the East Room that was filled with students, educators, and parents, as well as governors.
My administration will take all lawful steps to shut down the department. We're going to shut it down and shut it down as quickly as possible. It's doing us no good. We want to return our students to the states where just some of the governors here are so happy about this. They want education to come back to them, to come back to the states, and they're going to do a phenomenal job.
Long before today arrived, President Donald Trump made it clear he's no fan of the Department of Education. The Trump administration says the agency has spent trillions of dollars over the decades but failed in its mission to educate students. And many of the federal agency staff recently received layoff notices. But there are critics of the move as well. White House Correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen.
Good evening, Mark. The Trump administration says tonight the current status quo is failing our students, but others worry children will be left behind.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told EWTN what she would say to critics of the president's education plan.
Where was their criticism of our nation's failing test scores for the last several decades?
Leavitt said, our children's test scores are incredibly concerning, including in reading, science, and math, and that the return on taxpayer dollars has been less than ideal.
This president is finally taking much needed action to return education to where it belongs, and that's to educators closest to students in their classrooms in their respective states.
But it's unclear how many states want to take over the education department's responsibilities.
The State Department of Education has had funding cut after funding cut after funding cut.
Congressman Bobby Scott of Virginia, the top Democrat on the House Committee on Education and the Workforce, says in a statement, President Trump's executive order has little regard for the irreparable harm it will cause to students, educators, our future workforce, and parents who are already struggling. Moreover, this move will force more dedicated civil servants with invaluable institutional knowledge out of the federal government. Trump's action will shrink the department, but completing its dismantling is most likely impossible without an act of Congress.
As you know, the president's executive order directed Linda McMahon to greatly minimize the agency. So when it comes to student loans and Pell Grants, those will still be run out of the Department of Education.
Federal funding makes up roughly 14% of public school budgets. The money often supports supplemental programs for vulnerable students, including homeless students, disabled students, or Title I for low-income schools. A prominent teachers union questions the cuts.
I think we could all do a better job in terms of education. I'm just surprised that the president is not working with the teachers in classrooms throughout the country, as represented by their union, to make things better.
Earlier this year, the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops noted that the bishops are committed to education regardless of what happens with the Department of Education, and that the USCCB remains committed to upholding the education mission of the Catholic Church that is carried out locally in our parishes and schools.
Leavitt also told reporters when it comes to educating American children, the U.S. is not keeping up with its allies or adversaries, and calling that a national security issue. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.